upside down in a sticky web of silk 3 feet off the ground. After looking around trying to think of a way out of this predicament, you notice that your trusty boot knife has fallen to the ground. If you stretch your arm far enough, you might be able to pick it up and free yourself. An old boot knife lies on the ground, just within reach.
Grab a knife and cut the web.
You put all your effort into stretching your arm over and grasping the knife from the ground. You've done it! You slice through the webbing. The strands of silk fall to the ground and you hear a small thump as your knife hits the dirt. You are no longer restrained.
Look around.
You look around. You're in a marshy clearing, and you don't see any path leading out of the clearing. A large willow tree stands silently in the center of the clearing, its crooked branches forming a canopy over your head and letting a few narrow rays of sunlight hit the ground. You can still see some of the webs that the spider formerly spun hanging up in the willow tree. You notice the spider's body hanging lifeless between some leaves.
Check pockets.
You rummage through your pockets. It's strange because you remember your knife being here only a minute ago. It's not in your pockets. You can't find it. Perhaps it fell out as you sliced through the webs. Maybe when you get out of here, you'll find it again. You're not going to find much in your pockets, however. All there is a single matchbook and a half-eaten hard candy.
Go up to the tree and check the spider.
You approach the willow tree and give the spider's lifeless body a once-over. It is about the size of a baseball. It appears its body is covered in thick, bristly black hairs. You find a large bump on its abdomen that looks like a tumor. You wonder how such a tiny creature has managed to weave all this silk.
Look around for a way out of the clearing.
You peer around the willow tree. You're in a marshy clearing with thick, soggy grass and moss. You can't make out any paths leading out this far. The clearing is roughly circular and surrounded by thick, dense trees, so thick that you can't see the sky through them. The willow tree is the only tree in the clearing. You hear the low thump, thump, thump of an animal in the underbrush.
Try to climb a tree.
Using your hands and feet, you pull yourself up the willow tree's rough, knobby bark. You climb to the top and perch there upon a sturdy branch. From up here, you get a much better view of your surroundings. You can see paths that you were unable to see from the ground, leading deeper into the woods. You have a feeling that you'll want to follow a path soon, because that thumping noise that you hear is getting closer. There is something out there.
Climb down the tree and walk at a medium pace towards the path leading out of the forest.
You climb back down from the willow tree. There's one path leading out of the clearing and into the woods. As you head towards the path, you hear the thump, thump sound again. You can't tell if the sound is behind you or in front of you. You're not sure if you're ready to go into those woods yet. What if the thing is in there, waiting?
Yes, go to the forest.
You don't think twice. You head into the woods. You're in a narrow path cut through thick greenery and underbrush. You hear the thump, thump, thump behind you. The creature must be following you. You think. You start to run, and in front of you, you see light. You think you're almost out of the woods.
Stop. Consider the light.
You stop and look towards the light. You see that it is the opening to another clearing. There, in the center of the clearing, you see a small cottage. The cottage is made of rough-hewn wooden logs and has a stone chimney. Its windows are dark and its door is closed. You hear the thump, thump, thump again from the darkness behind you.
Run towards the house.
You run towards the house. You hear the thump, 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 slowly fading away. You're safe now, but you still don't know what was following you through the woods. You quickly run to the cottage and knock on the door. There's no answer. You look through a window and see no sign of life in the cottage. No one must live here. What now, you think? You just want to get out of this forest.
Go around the cottage on the other side. Look for another door.
You walk around the cottage. As you make your way to the back of the cottage, you notice that there's a smaller secret door built into the back wall of the cottage. You test its knob, but it's locked. On your way back to the front of the cottage, you notice something. Someone. Sitting in a chair on the front porch. It looks like an old man, wearing a ragged robe and sporting a giant white beard.
Greet him, but don't get close.
The old man looks at you and smiles. "Hello, young adventurer. You're far from home," he says in a deep, raspy voice. His smile turns to a wry grin as his eyes twinkle. "Why don't you come inside and warm yourself by the fire, The old man gestures towards the cottage.
He will be asked about the creature that pursued me in the forest.
The old man laughs. "Oh, there's more than just one monster in the woods." He's quiet for a moment. "But you shouldn't worry about the monsters. I've always found that the monsters in our own minds are far more frightening." The old man looks you in the eyes and smirks.
See if there are weapons around.
You look around, hoping to find a way to defend yourself in case that monster comes back. At the entrance of the cottage, you can see an axe. You go and investigate, but you don't see any other weapons, and there are no windows to exit through. You're trapped here with this old man.
Try to slowly go around the old man and take the axe.
You give the old man a wide berth and make your way towards the axe. You pick it up from the doorway. It's heavy and has a sharp edge. You think it will make a fine weapon if you are set upon by any monsters, but you still can't shake the feeling that the old man is hiding something. The old man invites you to take a seat by the fire. This is the first time you've had a chance to look at the interior of the cottage. It has a table, a stove, and a bed, but no weapons as far as you can tell.
Ask the old man if there is anyone else in the cottage.
The old man chuckles. "Why would I tell you that, young adventurer?" His eyes twinkle, and a knowing smile creeps onto his face. "You should trust no one, not even me. I mean, what kind of person invites a stranger in from the cold, HM? But now you're here, and you'll have to make a choice." The old man leans in and gives you a sly look. "But I will tell you this. It's dangerous to go alone."
Take the axe and go around the house and then break open the secret door.
You pick up the axe and search the cottage for any signs of a trap. You also try to break down the secret door using the axe. You try slamming the door with the sharp edge of the axe, but the door holds strong. You're able to use the axe to pry apart the door's wooden planks and reveal a small chamber. In the chamber you find another, even smaller door, locked with a bolt. Inside the small door you can see some sort of a small round object. It almost looks like an apple.
Take out matches from your pocket and set fire to one. Inspect the room.
You reach into your pocket and find the matchbox. You strike a match and the room fills with light. Inside the small door is a small dungeon cell. There is a woman inside, dressed in rags and curled up in a corner. When you light the cell with your match, you can see her shivering with fear. She looks up at you from her corner. "Please," she whimpers, her eyes welling with tears. "Help me."
Ask her about the old man.
The woman continues to whimper. "He locked me in here. He said I was a witch." The woman looks up at you with terrified tears in her eyes. "Will you help me?" Suddenly you hear a deep, raspy voice from behind you. Well, well, well. What do we have here?"
Turn around and raise the axe in front of you.
You turn around to face the old man, raising your axe in front of you. The old man scowls at you. "You've spoiled my fun. I was just starting to enjoy it too. Oh well, I'll make it quick." The old man snaps his fingers and 3 skeletons step out from behind him. They raise their swords at you. You're outnumbered and outgunned. You can run, or you can fight.
Without lowering the axe, move into the room behind and close the door behind you.
You retreat into the cell and slam the door shut right in the old man's face. His eyes blaze with hatred. You turn around to find the dungeon cell filled with skeletons. You back up and press yourself against the wall. No matter where you go or what you do, You are surrounded by skeletons. They block your only means of escape. There is no way out. Oh, I don't think you'll get away so easily. You can hear the old man cackling and a mischievous smile crosses his lips.
Put your hand in your pocket and tell the old man you have a present for him.
The old man looks you in the eyes. An evil, mischievous smile crosses his lips. "Oh?" he says and takes a step closer. "And what is this gift?" The skeletons hold their swords high and press in closer. "Come now, don't be shy."
Throw the axe on the floor and take a step towards the old man. As soon as he is at arm's length, grab his beard and throw him at the skeletons.
You let go of the axe and lunge at the old man. You grab his beard and throw him to the skeletons. The skeletons attack him and he screams in pain. They tear him to pieces. "No!" the old man cries. You! He's gone. The skeletons turn their attention towards you. You're unarmed, and they're coming closer.
Open the door and run to the exit.
You sprint past the skeletons. As you reach for the door, a skeleton grabs your wrist. You tug your hand away, shaking off the skeleton's grip. You run out of the cottage and into the forest. You can hear the skeletons close behind you. As you run, you can hear the skeletons chasing you through the trees. Their screams of rage fill the night. Just when you think you've escaped, you see the light of a campfire ahead of you. You can hear the laughter of nomads. Their voices sound welcoming in the forest night.